Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do something that I do not normally do, but I had to go to the doctor's. I had two different appointments that were like 2 hours apart, and so I had to waste some time. So I went to St. Vincent de Paul and the Salvation Army resale stores, and I just got some really great deals. So I thought I would pop on and show you. I was looking for some things to start our new series with, Build Your Stash and Craft Redo. And so I just thought I'd go through the things that I got. I spent less than $5. I got these books at the Salvation Army, and I'm not sure if they're closing out their books or not, because all their books were a quarter, and that's not normal for them. Or they're just maybe they're just trying to clean things out for the new year. But one of the things that I use in my crafting a lot, when it comes to book pages and that type of thing, I love a dictionary. With the dictionaries, you know that the words are really not going to be, they do have bad words in here, but they're there. So you know if you've got something you may not want in a project. Because if you're just doing, if you're just like putting in pieces of a novel or something like that, you do need to make sure that you kind of look and see what wording is on that piece of paper you're putting in there. Because for some reason, when you start to cover something up, you put a little paint on it lightly or something, at that point it seems like everybody wants to try and read what's underneath of there. So you do kind of have to be careful what is going on your projects so that you don't have something that's offensive to someone. But I also love the dictionaries because they usually have these really lovely little pictures in them, and they're just fun to use. You can pick a specific word for a card or a project. They do have some graphs and that type of stuff in them that are fun to use. So, and just the way that they look nicely in your projects. So we're going to be doing some mixed media throughout the series, and book pages work really great for that. So a dictionary is a really great book to choose for your crafting. You don't need 20 of them. I love dictionaries, and so, to me, I can't tell you how many I have, because we're starting the new series with the Build Your Stash series. We will only use what I have purchased for that series, not other things around my studio. So I did have to get another dictionary. Oh, poor me. But this dictionary, even, this is not a dictionary that I want to put on my bookcase. It does not look nice. It's in bad shape, but it's going to work great for my crafting. And so I don't feel bad to tear it apart. A lot of people, they have a hard time with tearing apart books, but people don't read a lot of books anymore. Some do, some don't. But it's not like it used to be. A lot of people read things on their computers and that type of thing. So, I do not feel bad about using a book in my crafting because it's saving it from the landfill. Because this book more than likely would have went to the landfill or to the recycle, and it would have been destroyed that way. So I'm going to reuse it, give it new life, and it does not bother me at all. So, and then this book, as soon as I opened it up and I saw this cover, that hooked me. I needed this book, and because I just love this inside of the cover, and it has some really nice pictures in it, and the paper is really, really nice, heavy paper, and it has a lot of areas where there is blank paper that I can use for different things. So this was a perfect book for me to use. And then the other thing is that sounds kind of weird, but when you're buying used books, you want to kind of smell them just a little bit to make sure that they don't have that really, really musty smell, because I have not found a way to get rid of that smell. I will sit them out in the sunshine and kind of fan them out a little bit, and and just kind of like do this to them every so often so it moves the pages around. But I still, that helps a little bit, but I have not found a way to get rid of that bad smell. So that is something you also want to check for when you're buying used books. So, and these books I got for $1 a piece, except for this one. This one was wrapped in plastic. I already tried to do the video, but I had to stop it. So it was wrapped in plastic, so it was 39 cents. But another great thing for your crafting is music books, because music paper just looks great on a lot of different projects. And this also has a lot of... it's a really great paper, and it has spaces where the paper is blank. So you have nice pictures, and then you've got all of this blank paper. Now this is music paper on this side, but this side is a nice blank piece of paper, and I have plenty of other pages with music on it, so I can use this piece and use the back side of it, and I've got all of this nice paper to work with. So that's another thing to look for when you're looking at books, and look for something that you don't mind having in your projects. So, and then flower books. This is a flower arranging book. And this book is a really nice one. The fly leaves on the front and the back are really nice paper. The inside is shiny paper, which shiny paper sometimes is hard to glue to. But you just use a good glue and you'll be good. But when you have flower books that have a lot of huge pages that are completely covered, they work good for some things, but they don't work as good for cutting out little bits and pieces for your projects. Now this one, you know, we could cut out the center of this, and that would be big enough to go on a project. And unless you're doing a big canvas or something, using a picture this whole size is hard to use. So so you want to look at that, and you want to find something that has little bits. Now see, this has some nice blank pages. I really like this area here, and that's on each of these first pages, and I really like that. Probably use that for something. And oh, actually it's on quite a few of the pages. So, but you know, things like this you could possibly use as a page flip or a paper cover. Looks like somebody dried some flowers in here. Look at that. But if you have a lot of them where they're, you know, they're cutting the flowers and that type of thing, those, they're kind of, you know, you don't want to use those. So you want to look and see how useful is it to you. Now this book, I think will be very useful, because what I found in this book is, I love these petals. This book has a lot of these dried flower pictures, and they have all of these little ovals. They put them behind cabochons, and they're showing all the different things that they made with them, and they're small. So look at these. They're just great to use little. You can use these as little like tuck cards. They're almost the size of like a cigarette card. And so this book wound up having a lot of bits that I could use in it. Some of them have gorgeous full page, you know, gardens and stuff. But the hardest part is, what are you going to do with that full page? You know, this I could use to put on a magnet. You know, I could use them on a journaling card. I could use them in a collage. There's so many different things you can do with these because they're small enough to use. So that's something that you want to look for. See, now you could cut this out the rectangle or the oval, either one, and use those in your projects. So with flower books, remember to try and not find something that's great big huge pages of things, but smaller things that you can put into your projects. So I spent $1. Let's see, what did I spend? $1.19. No, $1.14 at the Salvation Army. Now during this series, I am going to use stuff from resale stores, and the thing is, I got these for $1 a piece. Normally hardcovers are $1, soft covers are 50 cents. And like I said, I'm not sure whether they're getting rid of them or what they're doing, but they were $1 this time. So you may not find exactly what I found. Yours may be $1 for a hardcover, and you can only get one book. I would suggest use the dictionary or get a dictionary. But, you know, so we're going to go back and forth through this series as far as I may get something cheaper than you. You may get something cheaper than me when it comes to secondhand stores. But also, when you're looking at secondhand stores, donation stores like the Salvation Army or St. Vincent de Paul's, they normally have decent prices. And, you know, if you're going to a resale store where people have their own little booths and they're putting their stuff in those booths, you know, they have to make money on that. So their prices are not as cheap. And so my suggestion is going to a resale store where the money is, or the items are donated. And then also the money is normally used for something good too. So that makes it nice also. So books for our new series are going to be something we're going to do, and so those will be incorporated into the series as we go through. Then when I went to St. Vincent de Paul's, these were 20 cents a piece. So I wound up buying 5 things, so then I had $1, and when I went up to check out, they rang up as 50 cents. And I said, oh, those were all 20 cents a piece, because I was expecting, because a lot of times they'll kind of count it up and just ring it up once. I was expecting it to be $1. And she said, yeah. And I said, yeah, but you only rang up 50 cents. She goes, oh, that's because the craft department's on sale, because we're trying to get rid of some of that stuff. So I wound up getting all of these items for 50 cents. Now, again, you may not get them for that price, but the types of things to look for. And again, see what they've got on sale that week. And, you know, maybe chop that department a little bit. But this is just a cute, you can tell somebody made this. It's got a little handmade topper on there. And it's pink paper, so that's cool. And, you know, it's just got these really cute things on it. So I picked that up. And then they had these kits. Now, I'm not going to make the kit, but it's got some felt, it's got some floss, it's got some of this cross-stitch fabric in it. So this will be great to use in different little things, and I don't have to go, it's got all the different color, you know, so many colors of floss, especially between the two because they're different types of colors. You know, I have that much floss without having to buy a skein of every single color. And I might only need a little bit here and there. So, you know, that saves money that way by doing that. And then I picked up a pattern because the paper in patterns is lovely to use. And then I picked up this old photo book. And the reason I picked it up was because it had the 3-ring binder in it. Because I'm going to put the mixed media parts of our project into the binder. And, or of our series, into the binder. But it also has, you know, now this is not, you can't use this as pockets to store something because it's open on both ends. Now you could sew across this so that it's not open on both ends, and then you could use those as pockets. You also could maybe glue it. Not so sure how well the glue would stick to the plastic though, but you have this plastic. You also have all these pieces of paper that come out that you can use, and you've got the binder. And there's even some more paper in the back that's cut to the size of these centerpieces. So, you know, right there is a lot of things that you can use in your crafting. And a lot of times these types of books, they're really cheap because people don't do pictures too much anymore. Everybody's got their pictures on their phone. But then the other thing is that, you know, they had a ton of patterns and they had like 4 or 5 of this same one here. And I thought about maybe getting 5 of them because they were 20 cents a piece. So I thought, oh, I could get 5 for $1. But the thing is that you don't want to get too much of any one thing until you know, like this pattern paper, there is so much pattern paper in here that it will take a very long time to use it. Just like with the dictionaries, you know, one dictionary will last you forever. So, you know, don't think that you need to build up your stash by buying a ton of one thing. Buy one. And then, you know, now this one, if you really thought, well, I'm really going to use a lot of floss, and, you know, so for $1, for 5 of those kits, you know, that might not be too bad. I could only get 1 skein of floss for $1. You know, then think about it that way, but just don't overdo. And if I find out that I'm using a ton of pattern paper for something, then I'll go back and buy 1 or 2 more. But until I know that I'm going to use it, there's no point in buying a whole bunch. So, and then I got this tablecloth, which is beautiful lace. And it's got this lace along the edge. So and it looks like somebody already cut it anyway. So I'm not even wrecking this tablecloth because this end is cut off. But I can cut this lace, just cut it right along there. And then I will have a really long strip of this lace. And then I have all of this beautiful fabric lace. And look at the flowers. The flowers are really pretty. And so I can cut out some flowers. I can use big pieces. And so that is a great thing. And that was 50 cents. The only thing I paid full price for was, this is a bed skirt. I don't like bed skirts on my bed because, you know, they slide this way and that way and everything else. I never did care for them, but they're great if you're looking for something for crafting. Normally the bed skirts are cheaper than the sheets because people really use sheets. Bed skirts, not so much anymore. So when you have a bed skirt, it has this usually large, it's almost always white, piece of fabric in the center that goes under the mattress, and then the skirt part hangs out, on the outside. So this piece of white fabric is a great piece of fabric. It's normally cotton, and it's usually white, so you can dye it any color that you want to. And then you have whatever pretty fabric is hanging over the edge. You have a whole lot of that. So, this was the only thing that wasn't on sale as far as like discounted, and it was $1.50. And I'm going to get this huge piece of white fabric, and I'm going to get all of this. I forget what they call this kind of lace, but I'm going to have all of this to go on my projects. I can dye it any color I want to. This is a little bit gray, but that's totally fine. It's not going to hurt a thing, and I normally don't use things in white anyways, so this is probably, as I use this, it will always be colored somehow. So I got that for $1.50, and then I got this packet, and I'm not sure what's even in these because I just picked them up, because I didn't want to be late. And so this has got something, I'm not sure what this stuff is, some kind of a fabric backing, but this one says Aqua Magic on it, so I'm guessing that's something that you put on your fabric, and if you get it wet, it disappears. Maybe it makes your fabric like more sturdy. So there's that stuff in there, and then there's a piece of quilted fabric and a piece of faux suede, a really heavy piece of felt, a stretchy piece of, forget what you call that, little piece of velvet. So see, just little bits like this, and it's got something ironed on the back of it. Ooh, look at this one. Ooh, that's pretty. It's kind of a silky material, but they must have done that with the sewing machine. But that's very pretty, so that will be fun to use on something. And you get them, and they're all kind of stuffed in a bag or whatever, but you just take them out and, flatten them out, stick them under a book or something, and then just fold them up and put all your fabric in one spot. And so, and this was 50 cents, I think, so I got this for $0.25. And then this was also 50 cents, so I got it for $0.25. And I saw the ribbon in here, so I thought that was great. And you can take that and wrap it around something, wrap it around a pencil or something, so that it, it straightens it out a little bit, and it doesn't get any worse. But so let's see. It's like little bits of fabric. I'm not exactly sure what this is. This comes out, but this is sewn together, so that's kind of cool. It's open at both ends. Not sure what you'd use that for, but this one too. And that's cute fabric, and then look at all that ribbon there. These are really cute. Lots of ribbon in that one. Well, that was two of them. But look at all this fabric, and it was $0.25. So it looks like this is what they made out of them. I'm not sure what it was, but that's really pretty fabric. I love the feathers on there. And then these are, ooh, that's pretty. This is flannel. So those are really pretty. So that's a lot of fabric there to put into my stash for crafting. And, we're not going to find the same things, but you're going to be able to find something. And, and that's the whole point of, looking at your secondhand stores, is that this is all very nice stuff, and whoever was doing it just decided not to do it anymore. And that's why I say don't buy a whole ton of any one thing, because you don't know if you're going to like it or if you're going to get tired of it really quick, and then you do, and then where does it go? To the secondhand store for somebody else. So, start out with little bits. And then this was a great find. This was 50 cents, although it's kind of yucky. So it was 25 cents. I'm not sure I want to see how many are in here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 silicone pads. Now these need to be washed up. And so, you might look at those at the craft store and go, that's really gross. I don't. But the thing is, these silicone mats are not cheap. And these are nice silicone mats. So they're not cheap, but you wash it up, it looks brand new, and you've got 4 silicone mats for 25 cents. So, it's a matter of looking and taking your time. You don't have to buy everything you see. If it doesn't seem like it's a good deal, don't buy it. And again, go to the donation type recycle centers or resale stores, because they normally have the best prices. And then also, if you ask them, what do they do with like clothing that they get that's ripped? And because people will drop off anything. So they get things that are, shirts that are stained, that they know aren't going to resell. Or like this tablecloth. This was a tablecloth, so somebody cut the end off of it. So my resale store sold it, but some of these resale stores may say, well, that's not in good shape. What do they do with those things? Because maybe you can ask them if they could do maybe a big bag full of things, and then you could cut that up for fabric and get it for, maybe they'll do it for $1. Maybe they'll give you things that they're going to throw away anyways. So that's a good thing to check, especially for fabric, because if they throw away clothes, or if they throw away sheets that are ripped, or, that type of thing, or they've had it too long, so they're just going to get rid of it. So ask them about that, because a lot of them do have, like they might do a bag for you, or they might just save stuff for you and just give it to you. So, that's a good thing to ask. And at this time of year, it's Christmas time, people are getting new clothes, so they're going through their closets. And so if you have an old shirt that you think, oh, that was my favorite shirt, but it's a little too tattered, it's a little, too outdated, I'm not going to donate it, I'm just going to throw it away. Don't throw it away. Take that shirt, cut off the front, cut off the back, cut the sleeves off, and then cut the seam out so that it's a nice flat piece of fabric, and fold it up. Because when I just pile a bunch of shirts together that I think I might use for my crafting, I never use them, because I just don't see it as a piece of fabric. So if you cut it up into pieces of fabric, fold it up nicely, and put it all, put all of your fabrics together, then when you're going and looking, and it's like, oh, look, that's a pretty piece of blue fabric, instead of, oh, there's that old shirt. So I will be washing, these 2 big things. And then I will more than likely take the lace edging off of this and wrap it around something, so that I have that lace to use. Because a lot of times if you have to go take something apart to use it, then you're not going to use it. And I will probably take the skirt part off of here, so that I have my nice big white piece of fabric, and then I have this lacy part also, but separate, so that they're ready to use. And so these are just some, I just wanted to show you my haul, because I spent less than $5 on what's sitting here. And it was really an awesome haul. So I don't normally do this, but I was very excited yesterday when I was able to do this. So anyways, some of these things we will be using in our Build Your Stash series. And I will probably try and make their pricing like $1.50 for this. That's an average price. So probably when I add them into our pricing, I will try and get something that's a little bit more normal. These were, what was it? It was 50 cents for all 5 of these things. That made them 10 cents a piece. I will probably count them as like $0.25 a piece if I add them into our series, if we use them in our series, so that they're a little closer to possibly something that you can get. So, but thank you very much for stopping by. I really do appreciate you, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.